So yesterday evening, the residents of Magodo Shangisha experienced the invasion of some persons who had attempted to mark some certain houses for demolition. And quite a number of the residents came out yesterday to restrain them from gaining entrance into the estate. Based on the reports that we have, is that there's a court order a Supreme Court order that was actually given to a certain family, and that gave them over 500 plots. But according to some angle of the story, the award wasn't specific in which area, so that the government had offered them a place in Ikorodu, but unfortunately the family rejected it and wanted within the estate. So those lands have been occupied, and right now, we saw that yesterday they came into the estate, they tried to take over and move into demolish. Let me come to Nima, since you are the legal expert amongst us. What are your thoughts on this?
Obviously, they're trying to execute a court order. I don't think that they will just move there without legal backing. The execution order is usually carried out with law enforcement agents, and what I know about land issues is that this is very resolvable. There's no do or die about it. The people are almost going to concede certain things and compromise certain things and agree with them, probably to rebuy, but outright demolition of well-developed places. They said they are not negotiating. If they sit down to discuss, this is resolvable. This is not a final anything, even though it's a Supreme Court order.
All right. Okay, I was just wondering why they got in there at night. Was that so that people would not be aware that they were coming in and then not have a situation?
Maybe so they won't be resisted. This is a very well-guarded estate. Yes. They require permits to enter. And if the estate knows they're coming, the CDA can resist, prevent them from executing. So maybe they had to sneak in. Now that they've gained access, just to establish that, we own. We've gotten another way. We're legally backed.
I came from a family where they sell lands like this, and then there's always court judgments year in, year out. And what I know that they do is that they come back to the table and they renegotiate with the people who are already occupying those areas. So it's either you have to pay more for it or you have to pay something, but outright demolition, I just think is wasteful.
Sarah, are you there?
Let me bring on Mr. Bajo Oshinobi, is the chairman of Magodo Residents Association. Of course, going to be giving us a clearer picture as to how this played down. It's good to have you join us. Can you better explain to us what is the next line of action now? We know that this gate has been locked since midnight, since about 4 a.m. or thereabout. What's the next line of action now for you?
All we are waiting for the police that invaded us to leave the estate. Because if we don't leave the estate, we don't know what can happen. I need to inform the generality of Nigerians that they brought in, yesterday, the Adega people brought in a payloader, a caterpillar yesterday to demolish houses. So if we leave this place now, we don't know what will happen. Till the police are evacuated and we feel safe, we are not going to live here. Even if it's for the next 100 years, we'll be here. Thank you very much.
Okay. Another aspect to this is that there have been questions about how the police and some persons came into the estate to mark the buildings. Of course, the legality, which is why we're bringing in someone who is on the legal team, Ms. Morenike George Taylor. She's on the legal team, and of course, she's also a resident here. She's going to be talking to us about the legality of this. We understand that this is not the first time we see some persons come into the estate and harass people. Can you talk to us more about that?
Okay, so the moment that this issue started, we actually engaged legal counsel. We're working with Wemimo Ogunde, SAN and Co. And this matter of the writ of possession in respect of these properties is actually currently pending at the Court of Appeal as at today. In fact, the last time that police was trying to be used against this property, we actually have a pending motion for injunction in courts with regard to that as well. So it's very shocking for me to have found out that yesterday police, dogs, all sorts of people came here and forcefully wrote on people's walls. When the residents asked, okay, give us the paper, give us the proof, something that you used as proof that you have the right to be here, they didn't give anything. If we look at the judgment that they are relying on, it's a judgment against Lagos State government. And the mandatory injunction they are relying on says that the Lagos State government should allot parcels of land to them. That allocation has not been made. Does that mean they can make it themselves?
So this is illegal?
This is illegal.
The act is illegal. So what's the next line of action?
For me, we are all pulling our ideas together, but we shall definitely be exploring the petitioning of the officers involved. Because if we do not have the order of court, if this matter is pending at the Court of Appeal, if there's a pending motion for injunction, they should not be supporting these kind of things to happen. We have to respect law and order in this country. Because there are people here with their families. My aunties are here, my mothers, my fathers. I'm also a resident here. Children, imagine the impact on our families, on our community, to be here today. And imagine them bringing bulldozers, no notice, people that were averted. Somebody will go out and come back and find out that their television and all their possessions have been destroyed. This is not the right way to handle it.
The police officers there, have you had a conversation with them?
We've not, of course, we've not gotten any police officers. Even while we try to take shots of some police officers, they warned us not to take shots of them. All we know is that they got some orders from the court, and their orders are coming from the Inspector General of Police. And so they're holding on to one part of the court judgment, which states that the defendant shall forthwith, I'm quoting now, allocate 549 plots to the plaintiff in the said Shangisha village scheme, in the Shangisha village aforesaid. So that's like what they are holding on to, and they are hoping that their lands will be reclaimed for them. Now, this situation has happened. This case has been on for about over 30 years now, and so that's what you see playing out. They've been going in and out of court, from the High Court to the Appeal Court, and then to the Supreme Court, and then you still have another case coming up sometime next in February. And so the case has been ongoing in courts at different courts of jurisdiction, and so they're just hoping that the original owners, which is the Shangisha Land Association, would, of course, have some kind of settlement out of court with the Lagos State government.
Let me come to you. I mean, one minute they're saying we have the Supreme Court judgment, and then we're saying we have appeal court.
So maybe you know, there are several angles to a court action. Sometimes there's a substantive court action, then there's several applications out of that action. So while the action is going on, somebody can try and get an injunction to stop certain acts from being taken, or compel certain actions to be taken. And so you have judgments from this one. While that one is, the application has come through, there's appealing it, there's like several branches to it. Wow. So we cannot tell for a fact which one we're dealing with right now and why they're doing this. But I think that in the face of this for 30 years, you know, at some point they should have tried to sit down and have a mediation. If it is not Omonile against Omonile, you know, sometimes where, like my own area where Abuloshu people are suing 30 people for the areas that are own, no. So where you have, this is residents and estates against government and, you know, Omonile.
So it's Omonile and the government. It's not really there. So these guys are already living there.
No, okay,
and
so
they're not part
the original owners of Shangisha and government.
So by now, 30 years is too long for me. Yes. At some point, mediation should have happened. Somebody would have compromised something, this okay, and let people move and live peacefully, because now the residents who have bought and developed, they don't have peace of mind.
They won't.
And what must come with land or property is peace of mind. For my clients, what I always deal with in any of the estates I'm buying is guarantee peace of mind. If you cannot, there will be future litigation against you for failing to do that.